My name is Karen Frostig. I am the artist who conceived the Vienna Project, which we are opening tonight. The Vienna Project is a new social action memorial project developed to mark the 75th anniversary year of the Anschluss, when racial persecution began in Vienna in 1938. The Vienna Project opened on October 23, 2013, with featured guests President Heinz Fischer and a full house at the historic Odeon Theater in Vienna's 2nd District. We then meandered down to the canal to see 8 dramatically different and breathtaking video projections installed by graduate students from the Transmedia Department at Angewandte in various locations around the canal. The very next day, we began our memorial project, spraying the sidewalks of 38 sites in Vienna's 16 districts, where crimes of aggression, humiliation, and exclusion, as well as instances of resistance and rescue, took place starting in 1938. The stenciled sprays contain the project's axiom: what happens when we forget to remember? These sites featured a year of performance art that included silent witness vigils, a memory map, oral history interviews, thematic guided tours, film screenings, a reading marathon, an active social media presence, and Holocaust education programming. All of the programming was supported by our smartphone app. In all aspects of program development, from opening events to closing events, and from site location to performance art, careful attention was given to represent the histories of 7 different victim groups. This multivocal approach invited participation from a variety of sources and also enabled a range of entry points, from In Search of Memory to pansy plantings, and from memory games to the reading marathon. The broad-based organization of the project, unfolding over 12 months' time, allowed us to attract a diverse audience encompassing different groups of different ages. By extending time and scale, the temporary nature of the Vienna Project gained an enduring quality that produced depth as well as numerous opportunities for dialogue and reflection. Following a year of programming, the closing ceremony for the Vienna Project took place at the Austrian National Library at the Hofburg Palace in Vienna's 1st District. Nicholas Gangster's memory map, constructed from archival letters written by victims of the Shoah, was placed on prominent display. Featured speakers included Margaret Fisher, Austria's First Lady, award-winning writer Doron Rabinovich, Dr. Johanna Rachinger, Director General of Austria's National Library, Gabriel Heineck Hosek, Minister for Education and Women, Ernst Wohler, the City of Vienna's Chairman of Arts and Culture, Rector Gerald Bast of the University of Applied Arts, and leading historian Dr. Oliver Ratkob of the University of Vienna, with moderation by celebrated journalist Rubina Moring. The program began with evocative music written by exiled musicians from Austria, performed by a wind quartet from the Wiener Philharmoniker, led by the orchestra's first flutist, Dieter Fleury. Paired readers, reading in German and English from family letters representing 4 victim groups, written between 1938 and 1945, provided the program's focus. The letters representing victims' voices linked the 38 memory sites to the naming memorial. the naming memorial took place at Josefplatz in the courtyard outside the library. Located at the seat of the former Austrian Empire, the naming memorial was developed as the Vienna Project's culminating event. For a period of 3 hours, 91,780 names of murdered victims representing 7 different victim groups were displayed on the walls of buildings surrounding Josefplatz. The project's naming memorial became the first national memorial in Europe to represent multiple victim groups of National Socialism at the same moment in a differentiated format, and the first public naming memorial in Vienna to actually name the victims. The program accomplished the project's overarching goal, which was to combine rigorous historic research with opportunities for public participation while providing equal representation of the different victim groupings. These groups included Jews, Roma and Sinti, mentally ill and physically and mentally handicapped, homosexuals, persons persecuted on political grounds, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Corinthian Slovenians. Viewers had the impression that the list of names was endless, even though they were projected rapidly. Viewers also had the chance to see the names of multiple individuals with the same family name, clearly showing how whole families had been wiped out. In conjunction with the naming memorial projections, readers formed small groups and continued to read aloud letters written by family members murdered and sent into exile. This additional program enabled visitors to linger and ponder the sounds of victim voices made audible through the letter readings, with the panorama of victims' names projected onto the walls. Conceived by me and realized by Elizabeth Whittling, the project's video artist, the largest challenge was to find a means of representing the different victim groups without erasing differences between the groups. The Vienna Project was built upon the assumption that to properly narrate a nation's history of persecution and perpetration of its citizens under National Socialism, a project must include representation of multiple groups of victims without forsaking the historic record. The public was invited to bear witness together in a nighttime vigil of remembrance that recognized differences while healing divisions between the different groups.